Before we dive in, let's clarify some key points. Individuals with high levels of narcissism are more likely than other people to pretend to be seriously ill or to fabricate a health scare. While the motivation for lying is not always clear, the evidence suggests that these lies are a way of exerting control over others, gaining desired attention, or enhancing the narcissist's reputation. We all know that the narcissistic person is known for his or her impulsive desire for control. He often feels entitled to acquire and maintain power and the ability to influence other people in all their relationships, whether personal or private. Unfortunately and disturbingly, a narcissist can take control of others without explicit permission and only through manipulation. The vast majority of narcissistic people prefer exploitative relationships. What we mean by exploitative relationships is, of course, that it becomes our duty to serve the narcissist, to fulfill his desires, and simply to make him happy. The narcissist goes to extreme lengths to build or maintain self-serving relationships by lying about one's health. Deception is like a game for many narcissists. Deception is defined as the ability to lie successfully and effectively. The narcissist is usually an expert at deception. Not only can he create a scenario and a narrative, but he can also play the entire part of the scenario perfectly from start to finish. How to create health fear through narcissistic deception. Health scares with all their depravity can fall into this category of deception. There are several categories of medical manipulation, including artificial diseases, which are artificial mental illnesses. Artificial diseases is a general term for better-known conditions such as Munchausen syndrome. What is Munchausen syndrome? It is when a person makes up stories of illness when they simply do not have one. Fabricating an artificial illness is often born out of a need for attention and sympathy. This person talks openly about their illness, goes to appointments, and even starts fundraising for themselves. The narcissist masters the art of appeasement. He will fabricate a suffering or exaggerate a minor illness in order to attract attention, gain sympathy, or simply avoid responsibility. Although not all narcissists lie about their health, they are more likely to lie in general and feel no guilt about deceiving others. Narcissistic behavior occurs predominantly in social settings to garner the most attention, influence, and encouragement. Fabricating or exaggerating medical problems is therefore a fertile ground for narcissistic growth. In general, narcissists have very low ethical standards and violate social norms. They are much more willing to cheat or steal and have relationships full of mistrust and infidelity. Speaking of theft, don't limit your mind to material things. Now, lying about a medical issue or exaggerating a real situation can occur for a variety of reasons. In some cases, there is simply an addiction to lying and the adrenaline rush of getting away from it. But apart from that, in general, there are 3 reasons why narcissistic people lie. They are to gain control over people, to create a narrative or reputation, or simply to gain attention and belonging. Firstly, providing control. Let's try to explain this with an example. Let's imagine that after the end of your relationship, your ex leaves you a text message saying that he has cancer. By doing so, he will try to regain control over your emotions. Ask yourself why he didn't tell you this before and why he didn't let you know. You can ask the other person if you like, but I am sure your answer will be different from her answer. Deep down you know that there is something artificial about it. You must have a feeling that something is strange. You should take that into consideration. And here, if you pay attention to the fact that after he stops communicating with you, he contacts you again, there are always various inconsistencies in the lie. If you do not react adequately to this situation and continue to keep your distance from him, he will start blaming you. He will indirectly or directly attribute the cause of his illness to you. Secondly, enhancing reputation. Now, as illogical and absurd as it may seem to some of us, there is such a thing. You can use your illness to enhance your reputation. So having a serious illness that is known to bring physical and mental suffering is almost a badge of honor for some people. Being labeled strong, brave, or fighter are positive attributions for anyone. Some narcissists may use this to change their reputation from being called difficult or rude to struggling or persevering. Narcissists can turn kindness into a tool for self-help by relying on the empathy and sympathy of others. Claims of beating cancer or fighting a devastating disease can mask even the darkest intentions and cause people to put on rose-colored glasses and distance themselves from past wrongdoings. Narcissists are particularly skilled at distorting facts and rewriting narratives to make themselves look like heroes and victims. Thirdly, gain interest and attract attention. Attracting and maintaining attention is an imperative for many narcissists. People tend to rally around cancer patients and those with other illnesses in the form of fundraising, support groups, special events. Don't be surprised to see a lot of selfies or hashtags about the narcissist's illness. As we all know now, when it comes to a cancer diagnosis or any other physical disorder, people around tend to open their hearts and wallets very easily for the patient. The person with narcissistic tendencies is already very skilled at manipulating others, and playing the getting cancer card or faking some other kind of health scare can be a faster path to the outcome for him.